Hey everybody, welcome to the Face-to-Face Ministries podcast, the #1 resource for learning what it means to have a healed heart, connect more deeply with Jesus, and experience true and lasting transformation in your life. I'm one of your hosts, Kathy Little.
And I'm your other host, Melinda Wilson. Please hit subscribe so you don't miss the fresh content we're continuing to release. And while you're at it, we greatly appreciate your help in getting the word out by giving us a 5-star rating and leaving a quick review. You can also keep up with us by following our social media by searching face-to-faceministries.org on Facebook. That's no spaces, no numbers, and no caps. And on Instagram at face-to-face-min, and that's all one word.
We want to invite you to join us in our free face-to-face heart healing network and in our premium network. Be part of a growing community of people just like you who are wanting to dive deeper into what it means to access the full benefits package of the cross and learning how to help others do the same.
Our team also offers one-on-one ministry sessions that can be done virtually, and you can also learn how to help others connect with Jesus and find healing in their lives through training we offer in the ministry model we use. And for more information about all of the resources, trainings, and events that we offer, visit face-to-faceministries.org. And while you're there, please sign up for our newsletter.
All right, so let's dive into today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 95.
Welcome. We're glad that you're here. Whether you're listening for the 95th time or for the first time, we're very glad that you're listening.
And we're finding out people actually are, because we're getting to meet some of our podcast family. It's been really awesome with some of the online stuff we're doing. It's great to get to know that the podcast is getting out there and making a difference.
It is. And we love to hear from you. If you have comments or questions, then please shoot them our way. We'd love to get feedback and just hear how it's impacting you, or questions you might have, comments. Would love the interaction. Just saying.
Yes. And we have a really special episode this week. It's not a formal interview. It's actually a conversation around the table with our friends from the Undivided Heart, Shanna and Susan. And we actually were in Dallas, Texas a year ago, January, to do a basic level training in the Emmanuel approach with them. And they've just been catapulted forward in heart healing and really seeing a lot of fruit and helping people get free. And we were invited to Canyon, Texas. You'll hear a little bit about where we did this in Canyon. But we did a little bit more advanced level, expanded basic, and even jumped into live streaming. And we did that in January of this year. And then after the event was over, we sat down and just debriefed and chatted and dreamed together about what were the possibilities. And some of the things that we talked about that we were going to do have dates to them. So I'm just going to throw them out there for you. April 9 to 13, we're going to be back in Canyon, Texas, to do a Foundations 1, a Practicum, a Foundations 2, and another Practicum during those dates in April. We'd love to have you come and join us.
Yeah, and so because we're doing both, that means that whatever level you're at, it's appropriate for you. If you've never done any Emmanuel approach training, this is for you. If you've done some, this is for you, because we are going to have both levels, but also the practicum, which is fantastic for really putting into practice everything that you're learning. And I think that's really kind of where the rubber hits the road. You know, we sit and learn and try to take in all the teaching, but to actually do it, we know this. I mean, we can read about something, but actually doing it is a totally different experience. And so you get to come away having had a lot more experience and feeling pretty confident too in how to lead someone in an Emmanuel session. And plus you get opportunity to also receive yourself. And so we get to learn how to receive and how to be an excellent note taker and facilitator. So whatever level you're at, we have something for you at this training.
And even if you don't ever foresee yourself facilitating somebody else in an Emmanuel connection, the Foundations Level 1 is for everybody. Yeah. Do you want to have a better connection with Jesus? Do you want to learn how to quiet yourself from unpleasant emotions? Do you want to learn how to turn your joy switch on? These are things that you will learn in Foundations Level 1, and we would love to have you come and do that. All of the information is not on our website. It's actually on the Undivided Heart website, but you can get there through ours. So you can just pop on our website, click on the training tab, and you'll see right there's a link into their site, or you could just go to theundividedheart.com/events. We'd love to have you join us. But we're going to talk about that and just talk about our friendship, our relationship. We really just had an informal conversation around the table, and we wanted to invite you into it. So There you go.
Yeah, we hope that you feel like you're with us there, because that's what it was. Just really lovely to sit down and have conversation with friends. So we invite you into that.
Yeah. So here we are with Shanna Fougerousse and Susan Roberson, who are going after it. So here we go.
We'd like to invite you into a little party that we're having around a beautiful table here in Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah.
With some remarkable ladies that we actually met with a year ago. And we sat around a table a year ago too, but it was even later. Right now it's pretty late at night, but it was later then, and we had an incredible experience over a couple days, and it's the same a year later. So
but a lot's happened in that amount of time.
A lot has happened.
So yeah, a lot's happened over the last year. Shanna and Susan, I'm Susan, and sitting here with my partner Shanna from the Undivided Heart, and we've done a lot. We've done a lot of training. We've learned a lot. We've led a lot of people in heart healing ministry, and we purchased a property in Canyon, Texas. We had talked about that on the podcast.
Was it just a dream?
Yeah, it was just coming about last time, and we've purchased it, remodeled it. So that's where we are, sitting around the table.
That's got to be wild for you, because it's like this was the vision, the dream, and now here we are sitting at your table.
And those awesome. Who haven't heard, or it's been a year, so they need refreshing of the memory, why don't you just share about that, about the dream and then the fruition, or
how it all started.
Yeah. So Shanna and I met at a heart healing training and just really immediately connected. That's kind of what Kingdom Hearts do. And we both said, we were at a facility that was beautiful. It was a training center, and we both said, I would love to have a place like this someday. And that was in August. And in September, my realtor called and said, hey, there's a property you should look at. But keep in mind, she did not have any idea that I had said that. She didn't know I was looking for a property. And she just said, I said, why? And she said, I don't know. I just feel like you're supposed to look at it. And it was an old monastery outside of Amarillo, in between Amarillo and Canyon. Just a big metal building with 19 bedrooms and lots of ugly blue carpet. And we came and looked at it, and first we were like, no, we can't make anything out of that. But the Lord just began to speak to us through it, and I called Shanna and said, you better come to town. I think we may have spoken that into existence. And February 5th, we purchased it and started remodeling, and we've worked our tails off. And so now we have almost 4 bedrooms completed with ensuite bathrooms and a beautiful chapel and a great room and office area and a VIP area. It's pretty amazing.
And you've done it pretty much just you and your husband, and with the help of one other person, is that right? You have not hired a big contracting team.
When we started out, we did have a contractor, that just him and his partner, that helped us with a few big projects. Mm-hmm. But then when COVID happened, my husband didn't have to work as much, and so our son and him and me and our painter basically have done the whole thing. I haven't done near as much as they have. Mm-hmm. I'm the designer. I make things look pretty. They do all the hard work.
And you have made it, I mean, really, it's beautiful. And I'm really excited about the dream of a ministry training center, heart healing center. I mean, you're birthing this thing, and it's really taken shape. And we had a conversation around this same table earlier today, dreaming big about what we're all dreaming for this to become. And I think it's really amazing how God knits hearts together, because I know for Melinda and I, when we met, it's like almost 10 years ago at a conference, and it was just like an instant uptake that we were family. And you guys have had the same story, that it was family for the two of you. And then the connection with us, it's just pretty amazing what God's doing. And I think he's accelerating stuff, because there's so much work to be done, and we gotta get people trained, because this whole heart healing thing, man, it's needed.
I mean, just think, like a year ago, we were together in Dallas doing a basic Emmanuel approach training. It's really when we met you guys. I mean, that was really our first face-to-face meeting with you guys. We had met over Zoom and talked about some things. And so here we are a year later doing the same thing, only growing, and expanding, and just some of the things that are going to be happening as we collectively come together as ministries. And so it's super exciting to see that acceleration happening. I mean, it really is being accelerated in so many ways. And even just this weekend, we did our first live stream training, which was super exciting and something new that we're trying out.
And a little challenging, I have to say. It was a little challenging, but we learned a lot, and we know that it can work. And it was so exciting to see the people on the live stream say, hey, this was awesome. We want to keep us included even though we're far away. I mean, we had someone from Ireland join us on the training this weekend. It was awesome.
Yeah, what was really exciting was to see almost half of the participants in person anyway were millennials. And the average age of participants that we've seen in trainings, 45 to 55 is about the average age, and that's wonderful, and sometimes older, and that's awesome. But to see the younger generation, and they're excited, and they were getting healed and transformed, and I could just see their faces, and it was, I love that age group. I love 20s and always have, and even when I was like 30, I loved the 20s, and to see them catch on to this and say, I just want to bring this to my generation. And there's what can I do to help serve that? What can I do so that they get healed in their 20s and they're not coming with midlife crises at 40, 45 because their coping mechanisms have broken down, but they've already gotten the healing 15, 20 years before. And then they're leading others even younger in healing and setting themselves up for success in life, And that, for me, excited my heart the most, and just seeing them get it. And we get to be a part of this, and we brainstormed today about what does it look like going forward together. And I we can just go further, faster together. It's just the way the kingdom works. And bringing our gifts together and linking arms. And so it's not just Kathy and I, it's not just Shanna and Susan, it's linking arms and going forward together. And heck, this place, y'all,
man, it is so
I'm telling
nice.
you, it is like the class in which you have designed this place. It's just so really classy.
Beautiful and inviting. And
there will be opportunity for you all to come.
Yeah.
It's called The Retreat at Canyon Ridge because it's on the edge of Paladuro Canyon. So we have a beautiful view out back, and it's just really... you drive into Amarillo and it's flat, flat, flat. And even driving up to the front of the building, it's flat. And then you go in the backyard and there's this hole in the ground. So it's kind of fun to be able to show that off and see the view. And it's just so peaceful. And, truly, we feel like the nuns that lived here did set the atmosphere. But we came to add the power to that. The place received an upgrade through Holy Spirit when we got here. And so we're just, man, the things that are happening here, the lives that are being changed. And I just think it's so interesting when you were talking about the millennials, that all of us have a heart for that age group. And so the way that he's knit our hearts together in so many areas is just beyond what you can't make this stuff up. We couldn't have made this happen, and it's just so cool what he's doing. I love it.
Yeah. And I think there's something that I think there's something about this whole world of heart healing, and it's something that we've been really going after to spread the word and let people know about it. But what we're sensing even in the training is there's a hunger for people to jump in and be part of the solution here. Mm-hmm. And we saw that with, I think we had between the online and in person, it was about 20 people. And they're hungry and they want to do, we're getting ready to do a practicum in February up in Oregon. And we've got people who are wanting to come from Virginia and to just dream about having a place where people can come and be trained and equipped and deployed and nurtured, being able to be a sending place. And I'm excited for us to be partnering with you. We don't have any facility. We don't have a place for people to come. We have to find a place. And so dreaming about this becoming a hub or a center that people will come to and receive training. And we've even talked about this being a place where people come for intensives for ministry and to have a place to come away. And even, we could dream as high as the sky and beyond. Like, what about having ministry leaders coming in to receive healing for themselves? What about providing a place for Sabbath retreats for people who have been tilling the soil and hard ground? And my gosh, this year, people who've been tilling the soil are tilling concrete right now. It has been really challenging, and you have to find new ways to do things. Everybody's worlds have been upturned, and to have a place to give them a retreat, but not just go away and be silent, but hey, let's provide some loving care and ministry. There's the sky's the limit here. It really is.
Yeah, and you don't know this, but we've had several prophetic words spoken over this place, and the word always used is hub.
Really?
With spokes of several different ministries, like, being birthed out of here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then also coming into here as a collective place.
Well, there you go. Holy Spirit's doing his thing again.
He tends to do that.
He does.
Even when I'm ready for bed, ready to go to sleep, the Holy Spirit is wide awake.
Yes.
It's been incredible, but I gotta just admit I'm really tired. But even during the training, it's interesting how when our bodies are like, oh, but our spirit is so awake that it actually energizes all of you. And I had hardly gotten any sleep the 2 days of the training, and yet I was buzzing, and not because of caffeine, because I don't drink it, but because of the Holy Spirit and my spirit being so awake and excited about what God's doing on the earth and bringing together people to learn heart healing, bringing these young people, and then every age, and the four of us together, and the excitement of doing it in this place that we heard about last year that wasn't even... It was a dream still, and just a year later, that's huge. Yeah. God is just expediting time. He's making it, instead of, something. I remember Graham Cook talking years ago about what would take 10 years is now going to take 2. What took 2 years is now going to take 6 months. And I feel like that's even more in this time. We don't have time to take 5 years to get good at heart healing. It's like, let's get people trained, walking in the power of the Holy Spirit, and going and doing the stuff, and then teaching others. And that's what I'm hearing these young ladies, the older ones too, but they're like, I'm going to go and share this with my friends like this weekend. Yes, do it. And start out from that place of wholeness, but just that expeditious way. I think God is He's just making things go faster in a sense. So jump into the pool, because it's like, and I feel like put on your seatbelt. Was that a prophetic word we got a while ago? Or maybe it's just I made it up or something. But I feel like, put your seatbelt on and get ready to go, because otherwise, see ya, but I'm going, and not everyone's going to want to go, but I'm signing up for the ride.
I'm on.
Well, because it's exciting. It was so fun. You're right. This weekend, the ones that were in person were super excited, had like aha moments, revelation of a new relationship, like real interactive relationship with Jesus. And so many of the testimonies prove that. But even on the live stream, I know I keep going back to the live stream because it is such a new thing. And we did have a little bit of curiosity. Is this really going to, transpose over Zoom? Are they really going to have a connection? Are we going to be able to interact with each other and do this online? And the online people were just as excited about what they had been learning and being able to practice, and even the friendships that they made over the training. And so that energizes me as well, because I know that we have a heart to receive or to see people be healed. But it's so much more eye-opening and exciting when other people are wanting to do the same thing that you are. Like their heart has opened up. There's a blossoming that's happening in them. And you see the exponential, that ripple effect of what happened this weekend. And so that's exciting. And while our heart is to have this place of healing and doing, ministry here and retreats and immersions and things like that, the training is so powerful. So that was exciting this weekend to really see our partnership come together and other people get so excited and want to be a part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's so important because there's 350 million people in the world that are hurting.
Well, there's what is it, like 250 million Americans? I thought it was 350, but there's 6 billion.
6 billion.
And Dr. Carl Amen, his vision is I want all 6 billion people. But we could just start in America with the 250, 300 million
I said in the world,
people.
but I meant in America.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just a few.
Yeah, but there's plenty. I mean, the four of us can't do healing for 350 million people.
Almost. No, we need you.
Melinda said she can handle 200 million, so it's fine.
So if y'all can help with another 50 million, that'd be great.
We're going to have to do more than double book.
In my sleep.
Oh, my God.
So, but we're not going to wait another year to do another training. We're going to do it again here in April.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we're going to do some online stuff in between there that was so successful. And so we're going to do that again. We'll keep you posted on those dates, and we will. But here in person, we're going to do a basic and an advanced and some practicums and lots of stuff going on in April. And so we are really excited about that because we just want to equip and train and deploy.
Yeah.
And
well, isn't the plan to do this in as a trimester cycle, like we would do it every 3 or 4 months, and make sure that we give people plenty of options to jump in. Like even if we're doing like 5 days in a row, but if all you want's the basic, that's cool. You can come just for the basic. If you want more expanded, that's fine. You come to both of those, and then you can jump into practicum. And so we're trying to build something that's really a track, like building tracks, so that you can go through the process of the training and have adequate practice and get more comfortable with the tools. And I think it's going to really be a beautiful way to streamline, and then it's more predictable too, because, hey, well, we're going to do this in 3 months. Invite your friends. Let's all come in. Like, I want to come in for a refresher. I want to come to this, so it's going to be more of a deliberate, intentional, scheduled way to do this. And I think that's going to help us be more efficient and effective in what we're doing, all of us. Also put some things in place, some structure in place, so that more people are able to jump in and we can really serve them well.
yeah. So while we're talking about this, I just want to honor Kathy and Melinda for feeding into us. I mean, you guys have been doing this for a long time. And you've done all the studying, and you've done all the work, and you've done all the curriculum, and you're just inviting us in to what you're doing. And so we're super honored.
And it says a lot
humbled.
about you guys, just the generosity piece of your heart and how you really do live out what you say. And so it's not just words that you say. I mean, obviously your podcast, this is going to be on your podcast as well as ours, but your podcast is where you've opened up the inner healing movement to all of us. So many pieces of it that so many of us didn't even know existed. And so you guys are like forerunners that we just look up to, and we're just honored. Really, we're honored that you would choose to be, in relationship with us, and so
much less in partnership.
I mean, we're just in awe right now. I mean,
well, I love meeting people that I'm especially drawn to the really hungry people and those that are teachable, and that is you two. It's like when it's like a teacher wants to pour into people who are hungry, right? I mean, I'm not going to try to force feed this to anybody. If you don't like it, or or you're not interested, then I'll move on. It's okay. There's plenty of other people that want. I'm not going to force this on anybody, but you guys have just been like sponges. Not only that, you've just gone for it. And I love that tenacity. I mean, when I was learning inner healing, it was like Pat and Jim would just kind of teach, fire hose us with information, but then say, go and do it, and kind of kick us in the butt in love. And that was modeled to me. And I feel like you guys have I don't even think you needed a kick in the butt. You've just done it. And
we might need it to be pulled back a little bit on occasion.
No, I mean, but that's the exciting thing is you've just taken the information and not feeling like you have to go be PhDs in this. But I'm going to take what I know, it's what's in my hands, and I'm just going to do it. And that is so fun to watch and exciting and encouraging. And it makes me personally and, us as a ministry just like want to pour more. And then you're turning around and doing the same for other people and mentoring and training other people. It's like, this is the kingdom. This is what we see in the Bible is a model of Paul and Timothy. There's that upline and downline, and then people are just continuing. So and it's spreading.
Well, I want to honor you guys for your bravery and your courage.
Yes.
Because you've stepped into unknown territory. I mean, it's not been but a year and a few months since you were even introduced to the concept of heart healing. And then you jumped right in. What was it? Like you heard about it on a Monday that there was a training in Abilene and you were there on a Friday or something? Or?
I heard about it on Thursday and went on Monday.
There you go. Okay. So, but you guys... You jumped in because your spirit was leaping inside. You knew this is something you needed to do. And then God brought you together in partnership because it's really good. I laugh because, Melinda and I are very different. I'm the introvert and Melinda is the extrovert, and I'm more admin and she's more face and the voice and does the teaching and stuff. And you guys have a similar thing because Shauna, you and I are like, I need to go lay down right now. Like people are driving me nuts. And Susan, you and Melinda. So it's really interesting, the combination that God put together with the two of us and then the two of you. And so it's a really good mix. But you guys stepped out in courage. You barely had anything. I mean, you just got thrown into the pool. And you didn't say, well, I need to wait until I have more to do anything. You're like, I'm going to do what I have. I'm going to do what I can with what's in my hand right now. And I'm just going to jump in and go for it. So
and buy a monastery.
I know. I mean, who would have thought?
Whatever.
That's like doubling down right there.
Why not? Let's just birth a ministry center. I didn't know what this was 2 weeks ago, but let's go.
My husband, bless his heart, he's just like, okay, let's go for it. So he's been
Paul is awesome.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he's a keeper, I'll tell you. But yeah, it really, I love that you guys you've not waited until XYZ happened. You just jumped in and you're going for it. And I think that's what God's doing. He's quickening, he's quickening the hearts, and people are going to be more brave and more bold to just go for it. And I think you're an example of that. You're modeling that. It's like, hey, you know what? We're not going to wait until we're professionals and have everything. Let's just do what we have. Like we were talking earlier about, like in a practicum setting where you have different experience levels, you just lead as far as you're comfortable. And then when you have that safety to do that, then it emboldens you to push a little beyond your comfort zone. And hey, when you step outside your comfort zone, that's when Jesus is ready right there, because if you're in your comfort zone, you don't really need him. Not as reliant, but stepping out of your comfort zone. And you guys have been flying on his wings. His wind has been just really carrying you guys. So it's encouraging. It's awesome. It's really awesome. And this isn't where it ends either.
No,
this is not even
this is
off
just
the ground
just
right
the
now.
beginning.
But I mean, even you guys have talked about that there's going to be more training centers, and let's just see what God wants to do, because that's our passion, is to raise up an army of heart healers. And that's the passion that you guys are stepping into. It's like, yes, we want to do this. Let's do this together. And that's the beauty of just what God's doing, knitting hearts together with a common purpose and common goal.
So everybody out there, just jump in with us. Come join the fun. We're having a party.
Yes, we are.
While the world's all up in upheaval, we're having a party. So come join the party.
Because there's nothing better than watching a heart set free.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seeing
nothing better.
the scales fall off of somebody's eyes where they're able to see truth and to be
just deeper intimacy with
deeper
Jesus.
connection with Jesus and healing.
One
and
of
freedom.
the ladies today, her testimony is, my life is transformed. And, you hear
not
things,
the same.
my life is changed forever, because they went to one retreat or something, and you're like, right, or, a new bottle of shampoo. My life has changed forever. But when you have that encounter with Jesus, your life is changed forever.
Yeah.
And, having this aha moment of Jesus can speak to me in this way, like that really does change your life forever. And it's not an exaggeration. And so coming to the training, it doesn't mean that, well, I'm not really called to prayer ministry. I don't even know what you mean by prayer ministry. And my question is, would you like deeper intimacy with Jesus? Would you like to hear his voice even more? Would you like to have that interactive, experiential relationship with the living God every single day, and not just in a special time on Sunday or a special quiet time, but all the time? And if that answer is yes, then come to our training and receive some healing. And that just means God kind of reframing painful times in your life and removing blocks to deeper intimacy with him. That's just what heart healing is. Super simple definition. Removing blocks. And I don't have any blocks. How do you know you don't have any blocks?
That's the first sign.
Yes. Yes. It's kind of like you don't know what you don't know, or you don't know you're believing a lie until the truth is revealed. And so we are having a good time. We're having a party together with Jesus and each other, and the bonding that takes place over even just a couple days is phenomenal, beautiful, new friendships
We watched
formed.
those friendships be birthed, and it was so cool.
So amazing.
I mean, going out to coffee afterwards, we saw people hooking, together and going out for coffee, and just you could just see those hearts melding together.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun. Every bit of it is so fun.
Yeah, and I want to say this. I feel like the Lord is just reminding me personally. So I was talking to Susan earlier today, and there's times where, so I wasn't raised in church. In fact, I came to know Christ in my 30s and just fell in love with him. And the Lord has exponentially grown me in even understanding the Bible and being able to process with him. But it wasn't until I learned about inner healing, Emmanuel moment, that I really understood that interactive relationship. And I felt like I had a good connection with him, but I felt like I'd missed out on so much too. I really feel like there could be people out there that are like, I'm not a prayer. I could never be a prayer minister. I could never do this because of my lifestyle or my lack of relationship. And I just want to encourage you, if that's you, that this is for you, because you have a capacity that you haven't even tapped into because of maybe what life experiences you've had. And so Jesus wants to interact with you as well, and he wants to partner with you so that you can help others interact with him. And so I feel like sometimes we decide, no, I could never do that.
Nobody's disqualified.
What if you could? What if this is your invitation to come and be a part of this training? And let me tell you, the Emmanuel approach training is one of the easiest to comprehend and immediately be able to implement.
Yeah.
Like, you can take this home, do it with your family, your friends, people at church, people at work, and it will be radically change their life.
You want to change the atmosphere at your job?
Yeah.
Come learn how to be a heart healer, and then go. Just teach people how to connect with Jesus, and you'll have a whole new workplace.
Yeah. That's the key. What you just said, Shauna, about that you can immediately use it. It's not, well, you got to come back again and again and again and again, and then maybe in 6 months or a year you'll be ready. It's, you have tools in your hand. And it's not just a tool. I don't like. In fact, Dr. Carl.
It's a
Lehman
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, and these keys that we take with us and use immediately. Immediate transfer and immediate transformation.
Yeah.
That's what we're teaching. It's what we're sharing with you. And come to Amarillo, come in April. But we're just so excited. I feel drawn here, and I'm coming to, help teach. And I feel like this is going to be a magnet for people. And if you come, y'all, when you come, y'all, you won't want to leave, but there's a sweet presence of the Lord and peace here that, you can tell that for years there's just been a tilling of the soil and a sowing. And now it's almost like you are getting to reap what the, nuns did, all the prayer that they put into this place. It's like you're reaping the benefit of that, but then you're also planting new seed and doing creating opportunity for a whole nother generation. And so it's just like reciprocal. It's incredible what God's doing. I just see him like tilling the soil even more, and then a multiplication. It's an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting opportunity. It's an exciting time to be a believer and follower of Jesus, and knowing that we just want to serve people.
Yeah. You guys have a Facebook page, and you're communicating on that. And how can people find you on Facebook? Like, what's the Undivided Heart? So it's just
the Undivided Heart.
The Undivided Heart. And then ours, face-to-faceministries.org. Our newsletter is also we're going to be having ways to, we'll be communicating that. We're going to put some ads out. And so we're going to communicate that through Facebook, through our newsletter. And then also people that are listening to our podcast know about the Face-to-Face Heart Healing Network. And that's a free network that people can sign up and be part of. And we'll communicate it in there. And we also have our premium network, which is an ongoing mentoring coaching thing for learning the Emmanuel approach and building community. So we'll make sure the word gets out, and y'all have the details when we're opening up registration on that. But I think everybody should just put in their calendar now that they do want to plan a trip to Amarillo in April, because I think this is going to be amazing, and it's just still the beginning. And to get in on the ground floor, hey, you might actually come to that training in April, and God just really ignites a passion in you for this, and then you're able to grow up in more confidence and become a trainer and a coach. So, I mean, there's all sorts of options here, and it's only just the beginning, and we're just saying yes.
And too, with that, like you just said, we are here to walk with you, and I said we're here to serve, and that's why it's exciting to have you ladies join us, because Kathy and I can't mentor and train as many people as we'd like on our own, and yet now you guys are starting to do that. And so if you who are listening come and you catch a vision for this, you're not going to be alone in this. We will walk with you.
Doing it together.
Yeah, and coach and mentor you. That's what we are passionate about. All of us are. Mm-hmm. And then, hey, link arms with us and come coach and train with us and see a multiplication effect. So if anything's stirring in your heart, just come. And we see this happen. We see people come, and there's a few people that are like, okay, we see God's hand on you. Or they come to us and go, oh my gosh, I love this. I want to keep going for it. We're like, awesome, join us. So come on in, the water's fine. We're just on this adventure with Jesus together. We're just jumping in and seeing where he takes us, and it's exciting. And you're not alone. Just hear that. You're not alone. We're here. Come join us for whatever you can.
So will you guys talk a little bit more about your Heart Healing Network? I would love for our listeners to hear more about that, because it is a great resource.
Yeah, so the thing is, everybody knows that the social media is kind of in a bit of a tizzy right now. And so this is actually a social network that is built on another platform called Mighty Networks. And we started it as a place for connection of people who are interested either in receiving heart healing or finding out more about it, or people that are already actively practicing in the heart healing arena and ministering to others. So we set that up. There's some free resources in there. There are ways to connect with each other. We do meet and greets on a regular basis. There's some archived content in there we did a 5-day Heart Healing 101 journey that we did last year, and those videos are available in the free network. It's about 400 strong right now in that, but it's complete. There's no ads, and there's no censorship, and there's no anything. It's just our people that are wanting to grow together. And all of the digital content that we have is housed in there, so you can have a free membership in the big network, the free network, And then there's, the option to get access to our content. Like we have the intro to a manual approach to our digital training that we did. And there's some other things that are going to be in there available for purchase. But we also have a premium network, and that's where we're doing monthly learn and do sessions and monthly demos and debrief sessions. And that's where the coaching and where you're going to be able to lead sessions and practice with training wheels on and ask questions and debrief and be a recipient and someone who's facilitating with us there to help and coach you. And then the thing that's really interesting, most of the people who are in the network, we surveyed people. We've been surveying like to make sure we're serving and meeting the needs. And most people really want just connection with like-minded people. That's like a number one thing. And so in that premium network, we're actually doing a small group thing called Connect and Grow. And it's not really focused on training at all. It's just connection. And so we're doing that. And then we're really wanting to build that membership. And so we're doing some more things on Facebook and doing some free taste and sees and then inviting people into. We're doing a School of Transformation in March. We've got some things that are planned to introduce people so that they can get to know us and learn to like us and trust us, and then jump in and be part of this army of heart healers that is being raised up. But we've got a lot of people already in the premium network that they're just going for it. I mean, and sometimes you have a certain number sign up and then it's a way little bit that people actually participate. No, these people are actually coming and being part of these things that we're doing once a month. And it's just going to continue to grow.
We're doing it more than once a month, actually.
I know. We've got 3 separate things that we're doing once a month.
We're doing stuff 3 times a month. And just people connecting and making new friends. And it's come and join us. So let me just kind of pass it on to you guys then, because we want to hear from you. We're, as you know, as you're listening, like who's interviewing who? We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
But tell us about the Undivided Heart, which I absolutely love the name.
Yes.
And we did talk about it a year ago, but just tell us what's been going on in the last year and what your hearts are for this business ministry or ministry business.
So we, Susan and I, created the Undivided Heart as a ministry business. So we are a business. We're not a 501c3. And we wanted to get out of the mindset that we find so much in the church where you need to give away everything that you're doing. Well, it took us a lot of time and energy and finances to learn what we do. And so we just believe that a ministry business is the way that we wanted to go. And we believe that God is blessing that. And so we also feel like we're called to create a collective where it's not just Susan and I doing this, that we would have heart healers come along and we would mentor them and they would then in turn mentor others. And so, but what we do is we do heart healing where we meet actually on Zoom and with all of our clients. And we're always both together. We find for us it's powerful for us to be one obviously praying and interceding and taking notes while the other one facilitates the heart healing process. But we've had so many clients that have we've had so much breakthrough just in what we've been doing in the last year. And we thank you guys for talking about being brave and courageous, because I don't know that we'd be where we're at today if we hadn't done it together.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's really power in the two of us. And I don't know that we'll always do our sessions together, but right now for us, it is really what brings the power. We feel like, obviously Holy Spirit's the power, but when it's like dynamite when we're together,
Yeah. And as we add people on the team, then we may, we'll be partnering up with other people and whatever, and so that we can be mentoring people. It won't always be Susan and Shanna only together. But, we just love that team approach and the collaboration and just the power that it brings, the exponential power that it brings in being together in the sessions. And so we do lots of heart healing. You can check that out on the undividedheart.com. And our schedule's on there and our packages and all of that. But, and even if you listen to our podcast is called Life, Love, and the Pursuit of Kingdom. And there's some testimonies on there about what heart healing has done in lives of people, and it's just super, super powerful.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it when you find real freedom. There's just nothing like it, and to be able to really step into the fullness of what you're created to be and do, without the baggage, without the facade, without the lies that you believe in, or unprocessed pain that just holds you back. There's nothing like it. And you know, I've personally experienced that in my own life. I have a before and an after.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we all have our stories of, you know, just God bringing healing. And I for one, am incredibly humbled and honored that Jesus wants to partner with me to do this, to bring his kingdom to the earth and in this manner. It's really an honor. And
this is not just for ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's very...
We need
female,
we need the guys.
Heavy,
Yes.
and I think that because sometimes I feel like it's hard. I mean, this is just my guess. I can't really step into a man's brain, but like, oh, it's emotional, but we have ministered personally to many dozens of men who have had profound breakthrough, and we do have a couple men that are pursuing, you know, getting training in heart healing or are doing it themselves. And I'm telling you, there's so much power when men get connected. When we have a training and it's 90% women, the few men that are there, I honor and public.
Yes.
I just say thank you so much because we need you. We need your voice. We need your spirit. We need your perspective. This is not about ooey gooey. We're all going to have a cry fest together. Not everyone cries. I just want to demystify. This is not about sitting around together crying and singing Kumbaya and tell me your deepest. That's not that at all. Because Jesus was a macho. I mean, he was in a good way. He's a man's man, and yet he is the one that we're introducing people to, you know. And so this is for men and women of every age. This is just to kind of clarify that, yes, it's four of us women sitting around, but come and be the next guy that's on our podcast, you know?
Please.
Like, let us come to our training. We need you. We need you guys, please. And
a lot of times guys want to meet with guys. You know, they
Yeah.
have guy problems to talk
Yes.
about, and they want to meet with
Yes.
guys. Well, we need some guys to step
Yes.
up and help heal each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this has been fun, and I know we're all pretty tuckered out from this weekend. It's been really amazing, but thanks you guys for doing what you're doing and for being brave.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for trusting us and embracing us. And, you know, just one last little thing about heart healing is with us all receiving heart healing is what's allowed us to come together
Yeah.
and not feel like it's a competition,
That's
that,
right.
that we have to one-up each other, or, you know, we're afraid you're going to get more clients than us. We are doing this together because we know there's plenty to go around. We
Yes.
each know our lane. We each know our identity. We know who we are because of the heart healing process, and it just makes what we're doing around this table 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole unity thing, and it's
Besides, we need some Texan accents.
Well,
My
you've
accent's
got that
boring,
right here.
So, I mean, you know, it needs some color in there.
all right. Well,
Thank you for joining us today. If you're enjoying this podcast, please share it with your friends.
and please stay tuned for more great content coming your way.